they didn't get. They got a little frazzled there in one section, but then they got their calmness and played out the rest of the game really well.
Coach, another big night for KP, 38 points, very efficient. Most of the damage was done mid-range. How has this game evolved this season, particularly in the post area?
Well, you know, he's dynamite in there. You know, he just turns around and can shoot the ball, and you know they're getting up in his legs, and you know, that's I think that's a foul. You know, he's jump up in there. It's the same thing as the guy shooting a three-point shooter when he's landing on their, you know, guys step underneath. You know, if you look at his body, his bottom half ends up getting pushed out because they're getting into his legs, and he's still making the shots. And so that's focus. You know, he's focusing on his shot the whole way through, and you know, he's tough to guard out there.
Your coach, generally in a run in the third quarter, your first time out, you hit it through that three.
You know, we knew they were picking up the aggressiveness. You know, we wanted to come out of the half in the first 5-6 minutes. We got off to, I think, a decent start the first couple of plays, but then you know, they hit a shot or two where, you know, sometimes when you're up by 20, you think, what's the big deal? It's 1-3. But they're a great three-point shooting team, and that kind of snowballed, and then they all kind of got that confidence back. And you know, when a team's down big, you just play, you know, with no, what do they have to lose? And now all of a sudden those shots started going in, and again, like I said, we got tentative. They're pushing us off of our spots, and that's where we have to learn to, you know, to really execute, get into a play, you know, make quick, sharp movements, and you know, they're going to create some fouls when they're aggressive like that.
And what caused those 12 turnovers in the third quarter?
Oh, competitiveness. You know, we were playing on our heels, and it got us out there, so give them credit for coming out and playing like that too.
What's the biggest difference in the Knicks that we saw against the Celtics and the Knicks that we've seen in these past 3 games?
Well, you know, I think the Celtics game was just a bad game. They have those every once in a while. You know, we're shooting the ball better now from the three-point line. You know, I think the guys are getting more familiar with our plays and not thinking out there. They're just running through them, and they're, you know, making reads. They're setting good screens. So I think overall we're playing better.
What do you think of the minutes Kyle gave you tonight?
Yeah, you know, it's a tough night on a back-to-back, and I know it's early in the season. We have some young guys, so you know, we can play those minutes. But you know, KO was big out there. He was able to get us some offensive rebounds. He went up and got a couple of them, which were on missed shots that really helped. And you know, we like the way he can pass the ball out there. So you know, we got a group of guys at the big spot that can really give us good minutes.
Yeah, Jeff, sort of a weird night for Tim with 0 points going to the fourth quarter, then he erupted. How do you explain that kind of night? And also, is Lance Thomas healthy?
Yes, Lance is healthy. He's you know, didn't get in the rotation tonight. But Tim is a guy who, you know, it was great to see him do that in the fourth quarter. You know, to go miss all your shots going in the fourth quarter and then hit some big ones. You know, that's his confidence. That's his ability in his shooting. And you know, he didn't hesitate. He didn't hang his head. He didn't aim his shots. He just let it fly and hit some big ones.
Coach, second quarter, you had two rookies playing in the backcourt, Frank and Dotson out there. What did you see in there, especially Dotson, in terms of some of the rebound?
Yeah, Doc really go after the ball. You know, he's a good defensive player. He hasn't got that first one to go in for him, but I think once he does, he's a great shooter. And you know, Frank, when that bench group got out there, that was big for us. They built the lead up. You know, they did a nice job. Michael, KO was out there, Doug was out there, and you know, it was good to see those guys get a little, you know, a little run and help us out.
Coach, Jarrett Jack has been able to bring such a great presence to the team. Do you think he can sustain this as the season goes on to help the team improve?
Yeah, there's going to be nights when, you know, maybe you know, Frank might have to get his bigger minutes, or Ramon or Ron or something like that. But you know, Jarrett's a veteran player. He knows kind of, you know, when to conserve energy. That's one thing you learn as you get older, is when to conserve that energy and when not to. And you know, he's done great.
Coach, KP had picked up a fifth foul, 5.5 minutes left in the game. What gave you the confidence to leave him out there?
Well, that's going to be part of the learning process of when you get in foul trouble, of how you still stay in the game. They had a little debate there saying, should I give him a minute or two and put him back with 3 minutes to go? I think that was at the 5-minute mark. But he's learned, that's part of it, to not foul, to just challenge shots when you can, but don't make anything silly. And I'm pleasantly not surprised, but he had a lot of silly fouls last year, and this year I'm not sure in 6 games now that he's had one single silly foul. So we needed him on the court, and it was great to see him finish that game with the 5 fouls.
Jeff, what have you learned about your group, if anything, after that 0-3 start, coming back, winning 3 straight, 2 games on our back-to-back?
Well, we always say it's not going to come right away. Just because we won 3 games, we still have to continue to work on the little things. In practice, we're not there. We still got to get better at a lot of things. And we said this is going to be a process throughout the whole year. And if we can just continue we have great effort right now with the guys. They're listening, they're trying. We're doing some things for them that they can kind of follow how they're doing. And I'm very happy with the way they responded, because 0-3, you can tuck your head, but I think that says something about these guys. They just they kept working, and I think they had the belief that we're going to get there.
Will you spend more time in that third quarter film session?
We'll take a look at it, probably. Sometimes it's good to just flush it away, and that's really what we didn't watch any of the Boston game. And now we won 3 in a row, so we'll see.
All right, thank you.
All right.